I'm doing. I'm the best. So Leah's gonna go ahead and
Are you the only
Yes.
full elf here?
that's why I'm the
There you go.
best.
Zeta sighs and rolls her eyes.
So the horse moves what, 60? So I will go ahead
That's
and move
right.
the horse 60 and head towards the old man because have a little pity on him.
So you rein in. Okay.
Oh, did it just move this round?
Well, Zeta roll. Damn.
It did. Okay, so then
It
I'll
did.
just
So yeah, next round you can do that. No, you're
I
right.
will hold
I
it.
was trying to grab everything and I kept getting the wagon anyway. Yeah, you leap onto the horse with grace. But Zeta does whisper, finally someone with sense. And she's holding her guts in with her offhand. The only person still involved is Zeal, right?
Yeah.
And of course, Gizmo, who could leap off at any time. So, yeah. Zeal, it looks like this guard's gonna rush forward. He's gonna take a stab at you with a spear.
Oh, God damn it.
Try and stop what you're doing, what you're up to. He hits you for 7, but you survive. Skewers you in the guts. You could grit your teeth and take it, or you could. But you survive it either way. What do you do with your turn?
Okay, so it's about time for me to get the fuck out. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up Gizmo since it's done such a good job, and I'm just gonna sort of carefully roll myself off with as little damage I can.
Nice. Roll that acrobatics check.
Ah,
10 or oof. Acrobatics is not your friend today.
never.
Just a simple sitting down on a cart, you fumbled, and then when it mattered to roll off, you fumbled it. So good news, bad news. Let's see, you took the damage, I'll apply that. You grab Gizmo, and off you go. We're gonna do some falling damage here.
Wow.
Ooh, well done, Zeal.
Nice.
You were knocked out because you were focused on keeping Gizmo alive. You're left behind in the dust, but you're not
Battle
dying.
cart
You're just
is,
knocked.
there's a cart coming towards you.
There is that, but he's wrenching the reins left and right, trying to avoid trees and everything else.
I've fumbled just about every other roll.
That was a fumble. It's been bad. Now those of you who are new, I'm gonna long story short this one. You guys would catch up to Zeal before he dies, I'm sure, and do some kind of stable. It wasn't like he died of or fell from a slashing, bleeding out kind of thing. It was falling off a cart. He knocked himself out. He didn't get badly trampled or ran over, so he survives it. Gizmo survives it. Okay, here's what happens. And this is where I said, this is prior to the module. Let's see, there we go. Everybody lives, but you're 3 carts shy. You guys come back. If you guys don't mind, come back and where the you see where the barricade is. Just come to the left side of the barricade with your group.
Do I get to keep my horse?
Ebenezer, yeah, you leap onto the back of that war horse, and well, how does it look, Ebenezer? You're an old man trying to guide a war horse that's stamping, and it's huffing its breath out. It's ready for battle, waiting for someone to guide it to battle. What do you do there?
I talk soothingly to it and try to get it to go over to the barricade.
All right. So you guys see Ebenezer and his mount. Yeah, you guys are able to stabilize. You can move forward, gather up Kalmol and Zeal, the fallen warriors, and stabilize them without issue. The only one that's really an issue is Kalmol. Everybody, this is where he could die. There's been enough time that's passed. So anyone who would have had time to do a medicine check on Kalmol, roll me a medicine check.
I was gonna go
You
over
were
there
right
and,
there.
and heal
Calmon
him.
is the Goliath.
Okay.
Right?
All right, Callan, if you're going to do some magic healing, then it's a non-issue.
I sent him a tell, so.
All right. Then I won't see it, then yeah, okay. There you go. What's that look like, Kalen?
I rush forward and say, "By Mistress power, you will not die today, brave monk." I'll reach down and touch him and return him to life.
Nice.
I'll wake up and frown.
Nice. You live to fight another
Yeah.
day. Now, Zeal, like I said, his wounds were not particularly life-threatening. He was only knocked out. 0, not -1. So he'll wake up in time. You guys survived. Artan arrives with the group, surveys the situation, and he says, "We lost a few, and we lost carts. It's not a good day. But one cart remains, and the journey is still ahead of us."
Where were you throughout all this?
Oh. He looks and he says, "Who asked that? The dead guy? That's what I thought."
Uh-huh.
No. He brings up a good point, Artan. Where were you during the battle while we tried to defend your wagons?
His brows furrow over his eyes, and he says, "Only fools fight a battle that cannot be won. We were set up. I would look to the cart that remains. I have a feeling that was their true goal."
Am I still, like, awake or am I knocked out?
You would be awake by now.
Oh,
You'd have your...
well, I'd say, dude, you have a fucking bow and you didn't fire one arrow. What do you mean, lost battle?
Of course you're gonna
He doesn't
keep
even
losing
respond.
if you never fight for what you have.
He says, "You have much to learn about the ways of the Emerald Enclave. We do not fight battles we cannot win."
I'm gonna just
And you
laugh
can
and
never,
just say tree
and you
hugger
can
is
never
all-
win if you don't fight.
He looks at Ebenezer and he says, "Old man, your words would seem to be wisdom, if not full of pitfalls. You cannot win a battle you cannot fight a battle you cannot win. I will only fight when there is a 51% chance of victory." He says,
More fool you.
"I do not have to explain myself to you."
Alright then, while we're fighting, I'll make sure that you have your abacus out, calculating shit.
More fool you, Artan. With the
All
power of the gods on your side, there's always a chance of victory. Always a chance that it may be snatched from the jaws of defeat, no matter the odds against you. If you just have faith, which is something you obviously do not have. And I'll turn and start towards all of the dead people to try to give them rights.
The rest of you see Artran looking at the back of Kellen as he walks away, and he does a silent mouth motion, like meh, 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 kind of thing, and he says, "Many are the words of the gods who are absent," and he spits on the ground. All right,
Yeah,
I'm going
that's
to take an AFK and I'll get you guys an XP total, as the adventure's not over yet. Let me be right back.
My fucking god, that guy was a tank.
Jeez. Uh-huh.
I just, yeah.
I think
I can't believe I'm still alive throughout all that.
I think I did like
I
15
mean-
points of damage and he didn't flinch. He's just like launching great swords at me, left and right.
Yeah, I think
You are
Ben
now our
actually
frontline
saved
warrior.
Ebenezer.
Oh no, Ebenezer, your Gizmo is like my savior. There's been so many times where I fumbled the roll on a disadvantage and then like a 20 on the actual advantage. And every time, every time I was just thanking that cat.
Familiars are awesome.
I like how everyone's completely forgotten about the incoming tornado.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I realized that. That was just like, you know,
Coming in 4 turns. Whatever.
I'll crawl under a tree if I have to. Take a
I'm
nap.
surprised that I've taken absolutely nothing with all the shit that I pulled.
Well, technically, if we're still needing to worry about the tornado, then he should still be unconscious.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I figured Ben thought we would just hunker down and survive it.
Ben's been drinking. He probably doesn't remember.
Don't remind him then.
He stepped away. He didn't hear me.
I've been like, if I didn't take that second wind, I'd be dead right now. That was brutal.
That was a
So
brutal
we've
hit,
got
man.
like a dozen people now and 2 horses. Yeah, people are gonna have to walk.
I can't believe how many crit fail I rolled. That is just insane. I counted like 9. Well, not really 9, but
There are times when being a cleric is disadvantageous. That's anytime you have to cast a combat spell other than Guiding Bolt. I don't think I've ever actually hit with a Sacred Flame on any character that I've ever actually used it on.
I was trying to conserve my second spell, but someone was, well, Leah was being dragged off, so I had to do something.
Dragged off.
Well,
Ew.
they tried.
No, Leah was fine.
Uh-huh.
Can't touch me.
this would be considered a short rest, right?
Yeah, I don't know yet.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
we'll see.
Oh,
He
I
just
hope
needed
you
a break.
appreciate the comfy seat on the horse.
Not my fault you bailed.
Man, like
I
as soon
bailed
as
for
the
you.
horses came,
Oh, don't give me that. You didn't bail for me. You bailed to go and save somebody. I was willing to jump in a tree. I'm comfortable with that.
as soon as the horses came out, I was already wondering, it's like, should we even protect the carts?
Yeah. Well, when I saw Archer bail, I was like, son of a bitch.
Personally, I think he's involved.
Yeah. He must be. There's just no way. He didn't
Personally,
fire
I'm-
one fucking shot.
Personally, I'm just glad it was an ambush and not something centered towards me.
That is true.
So yeah, Mortros, is there anything you want to tell us?
Nope.
Yeah, why were you looking so nervous?
Maybe because I'm the only caster here?
No,
That's
you're
not
not.
true.
Nuh-uh.
There's several casters.
Well, I didn't know that. I'm not psychic.
Hey man, I saw you moving back and I just thought maybe I should move back too. That's the best option for me. I don't want to be in any trouble. Can't believe I had to go up front and fight people. That sucks. Good thing I still haven't used my shield.
Glad you're still about. I mean, someone has to fall in the mud constantly.
Oh yeah. I'm known for my critical fails. Don't worry.
Jinx, you're still in trouble.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, I got pretty lucky too, but I'm not going to push it any further.
Just remember, one crit from an owlbear can take any one of us out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, it doesn't have to be a crit for some of us.
Yep.
I'm back.
Right now, anything could take me out.
Are you
I
negative
got
on
your
your
back.
con mod again?
No, I'm not. I've just been hit, so.
Yeah, it only takes one. And yeah, that's a risk with great axes. A lot of these guys had great axes. That's a D12. That'll kill just about anybody here.
So, do we have time for a short rest, or?
Yes.
All right.
So you guys did survive the fight. You have time to kind of collect yourselves. We'll get the attention of Leah and more Tros if she'll listen, being their contact. And Artran takes you to a side. He says, "Look, I've been tasked with showing you the ropes, even if only to show you the way to Red Larch safely." To more Tros. This is more to Leah, and he says, "So you have met the Uthgard tribes. They are savages, and they would raid and pillage instead of building their own. It's the Elk tribe. They only take, they do not build. They do not grow, they don't understand our ways. Some of the Uthgard tribes are good, some are bad, and so such is the way with nature. And so you have received your first lesson."
I accept it.
He says, "Do not battle the Elk. They will only take and plunder, and their might is great until you are able to match that power."
I shall note that.
Whatever.
He says, "Knowledge is only a blessing to those who would receive it."
Yeah, you don't have to count on me fighting him. I'm not doing that shit again.
First, it would have been nice if he would have just said, "Hey guys, let them take the wagons," not just ran away.
He glares at the old man, and he says, "One of your age should have such wisdom of his own to share." For what it's worth, Zagrim, as you guys come back from the battle, Zagrim steps forward there at the front of the bridge. And he says, "Great battle, you guys. Well done. You protected our wagon. That's the most important thing." And he slaps you on the back. Zeal and Kalamol and Ebenezer, even you, Ebenezer. He's like, "Hey, good job, old man. I saw what you did. Good job."
Yeah, Zeal sort of gives a very bright but more menacing smile than most, and just try to say his thanks in the best way he can. So it's more like a thanks, and that's about it.
Yep. Zagrim says he gives you a kind of a. He puts his palms out and pulls them up, puts them down, a placating gesture, and he says, "Look, when you get your paycheck, then you'll be thanking me. It's all right. Our cargo is secure. We don't give a shit about the others. Everything's okay." So yeah, you guys can spin hit die. I see some of you are already. Go ahead and spin hit die as you'd like. That's minus to the blue bar, plus to the red bar, if you do so.
I also did arcane
Zeta
retreat.
will. Oh, that's also a good one.
Motros mumbles
Zeta's gonna
something
spend
about
it,
know-it-alls and wanders off a little.
So you guys see Zeta is kind of taking a spot here. She leans against a tree and takes a medicine kit out of her pack and starts wrapping her own bandages. Yep, she gestures Kaylin over and she says, "Such is the way with us, you know. You win some, you lose some." And she gives you a kind of a wink and a half smile, and you can tell that the smile is more for show. She's actually pretty badly hurt. She says, "But it's okay. We'll get him back in the end."
Do you need help binding your wounds, lady?
She says, "I wouldn't turn down a helpful hand." She holds her arms up, and her midsection's just, I mean, she's been stabbed and slashed, bleeding through pretty bad.
I wish I had more magical power to heal you, but I expended it healing the monk, I'm afraid to say.
She clenches her teeth and she says, "It's fine." Yep, you bandaged her up pretty tight, pretty good. She says, "Hey, you're not new at this, are you?"
Nay, I'm not. I learned this and many other skills in the Temple of Mystra.
She says, she gives you a gentle pat, and she says, "Remind me to make an extra offering at the Temple of Mystra when I'm back."
I'll smile at her. Aye. So why exactly
What about the rest
are we
of you?
headed to Red Larch with these disreputable and cowardly people?
She says, "Well, it's our way. Just the two of us, we never would have made it. But with all these others, we barely made it, right? By the skin of our teeth."
Very true.
And she says, let's not count our chickens." And she glances down the road at the missing chickens, and she says, "Before they're hatched. But we haven't made it yet. But I think we will. I think we'll be okay." And she says, she gives you kind of a sizing look, and she says, "Are you sure you're cut out for this line of work? It's not for the weak of heart."
I'll stand up a little taller. No doubt whatsoever.
She winks and says, "Glad to hear it."
Zeal casually strolls on by and heads over to the dead guy whose hat he tried to take beforehand, sort of whistling, enjoying himself, and just subtly just grabs that hat and says, "I'll take this for now." And he goes on his way, just chilling around the area.
Nice. You catch a half smile from Zagam and a very subtle thumbs up that he gives you, hoping no one else notices.
And yeah,
Kellen, what are the rites for the dead? What do you do with these, all the corpses? Or anyone for that matter? You may be muted. Zita says to you, "How we treat our dead matters just as much as how we treat our living." She says those who died defending the caravan should get at least a roadside grave. The rest, she spits at the ground. Leave them where they lay.
Yeah, well, I was praying over them and asking Mystra to aid them in finding the path that their god has set for them in the afterlife, since I don't know which gods they worship.
When you make that observation, she says, "Uthgard? Yeah, the tribes, they worship Uthgard. He's a man, not a god." She spits again, wipes her chin. And she says, "Just as well Uthgard as Groomsh. They're just orcs and savages. All of them." And she kind of gives you a weird look, expecting you to respond about her house.
In Orcish, I'll reply back to her. That one's blood does not determine one's nobility, and she should not fear that I would judge her so.
I scoff.
She gives you a solemn nod.
And
And glares.
the
at the
Uthgard,
scoffing one.
they said some of them were dressed in armor of soldiers of Torm. As I'm praying
right.
over them, I'm going to see if there's anything that identifies the soldiers. Maybe there's initials or anything like heraldry markings identifying who the armor belonged to, so that we could report it or offer prayer for them, whatever.
Make an investigate check. It's intelligence. And did you get any of the armored knights?
I
They
know
all
we got
survived, didn't they?
one guy who was wearing armor, I thought.
No, they both got away.
Oh,
Nope.
okay.
One guard, two knights. and
They
the
were
two
super
horned
tanky.
helms. Yeah, they were quite tough for what it was worth. And you got a bunch of others. But with that roll, Kellen, as you're going around offering rites, you find a couple of corpses out underneath the trees. These do not bear any sort of tattoos or piercings like the ones that you saw The guys in armor were tattooed, which was your first tip. And the corpses that you find under the trees have been stripped, but they do have jewelry and holy symbols of Torm on their bodies.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'll point that out so that when we're digging graves for the others, we can bury them as well.
Alright. It looks like we lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 5 from the caravan group were lost. And 5 remain, 6 including Zagam for the last cart. Alright. Is Kellen the only one digging roadside graves for
Yeah,
the
I'm not gonna
fallen?
waste my time.
I'll actually go and help him, but subtly pocket some fleece for spell components.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he as subtle as he thinks? Because if he's desecrating the Knights of Torm, I would not. I would try to. Yeah, who knows? Who?
See how sly you were. If anyone
Alrighty.
notices.
I'm not me actively watching, but if it's passive, if he doesn't roll enough
Right.
well enough
Just
to
passive.
order my passive, then I will definitely say something.
Ortros, what was it exactly you were doing? I'm not sure I caught it.
Pocketing some fleece, maybe cutting off a bit of cloth or something.
They were stripped, and they only had holy symbols left, and that was about it. As far as the knights, the bodies that Kellen found, as far as the these guys, this one and this one and this one and this one. Yeah, if you wanted to, you know, snag bits and pieces off of them, Kellen, you see that happen.
Just a little.
If she's like cutting body parts, then I have a problem.
Oh no.
But if she's doing what I think she's doing, I won't say anything. Looks like she's just collecting, you know, fleece and, you know, loose odds and ends that you would put in your component pouch. Is what I think she's doing.
Or maybe she's making voodoo dolls.
Yep.
If she's got enough locks of hair and stuff like that, then I'll say something, you know.
I haven't heard anything like
Toenails,
that.
blood.
All I've heard is, yeah.
I like making people
As far as I
suspicious
understand it,
over nothing.
yes. Well, it may be something. But yeah, it's not for me to say. The rest of the caravan here, including Zagam, are anxious to get back on the road. And this guy, of course. There he goes. He'll bring up the rear and pretend like nothing was ever amiss. He's got his crossbow ready, scanning the horizon. And Zagam rubs his hands together and he says, "Well now, we're some horses ahead. I say we move on. What say you, friends?"
Absolutely, and I climb on one of the horses so I don't have to walk.
I hope this red lard place has a shower. I'm gonna see if I can get myself on the back of another horse too.
Oh, let me set up here. That riding horse is gone before you get on it.
Oh, alright.
Yeah. So there you've got 2 war horses, and you've got the 2 riding horses that are hooked up to the wagon. And the 2 war horses, they're caparison. I think I'm saying that right. The carpet that lays over them. Well, I'll zoom it in. You can see that blanket that's over them. It does bear the religious markings of Torm. It's a fist, an iron fist up, a right-handed fist in a vertical posture, kind of like a victory.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. It is open. It is not a fist. It is an open, gauntleted right hand. Left hand.
Right hand.
Huh.
No, you're looking at it.
Well, so I'm looking at the wiki. There's what it's worth out of character. I'm looking at the wiki. It is a left-hand gauntlet, but the explanation says it's a right-hand gauntlet, but it's clearly left-hand in the picture. So. It's right-hand. It's Torm. No mystery there. Anybody who knows anything about...
Joe wanted to jump in if we had any other adventures. Alright.
That was about all the adventure I had. Yeah, it was pretty short and sweet. You guys made the most of it. Yeah, well, and it could have segued into, like, hunting down the carts, but
Nah, I don't think we really
I
give a
think you
shit.
guys are probably okay with letting some chickens and some crates go. The main cart made it, which was Zagum's cart.
Full of narcotics.
Well,
I wouldn't be
nobody checked on
surprised.
Zagum's cart, so that's okay. All right, the next 2 days. So here's what I'm gonna do. Yep, we're gonna do this one quick. That way I can, because I do want to do like the actual module at some point. But Red Larch is you guys saw what I did for Amphale. I want to do that for Red Larch. It's a big city. I have to do every NPC, so I'm still working on that. So here's I'm gonna get you guys some XP, and I'm gonna take 3 rations from everybody that's here because it's a 3-day journey from here on. The Youth Guards leave you alone the rest of the way. They got their fill. And that was really the only threat in this area. For now, at least. 3 more days. Kellen, I've taken 3 rations. Montrose, 3 rations.
Okay.
Leah, 3 rations. Ebenezer, 3 rations. Cal Mole, 3 rations. And Zeal, 3 rations. Now, you guys don't make much in the way of money when you arrive in Red Larch. I'm going to leave that open for now. Artran and Zagim will be kind of doing introductions, moving, and Zeta helping you guys make contact once you're there in town. And let me get XP. Let's see, we got this guy. Nice. You guys did quite a lot there. 6 of you. Check my math here. That was worth 125 XP.
Sweet.
So you got some from killing and a substantial amount from basically living through a pretty hard encounter and putting up a good fight and getting one wagon through. An entire loss would have been catastrophic. But getting one through means that you were able to defend the caravan. So 125 for Kellen, Montrose, Leah. I did say 125, right? Ebenezer, Calmol, and Zeal. Did I miss anybody? Alright. Cool. Alright, you guys learned something about the region. These characters up to this point have made it to Red Larch. Of course, all future characters, even if they're alts, will have to make this journey to Red Larch. It's clearly not safe. But we'll see what happens for each character that comes through. The Youth Guard tribes will probably be calmed down now that they got 3 wagons worth of goods. But we'll see what happens for future characters. And I will keep working on getting the module going for the actual Red Larch. Hope you had a good time. I had fun.
Definitely.
Nobody died.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thank you.
Glad no deaths. That'd be nice.
Yeah, and it was close. I'm glad no deaths too.
Yep.
And you guys are almost halfway to 2nd level, so that's good. Before even getting into the module, so that's really good actually. Not bad at all. Loot-wise, nobody asked. The Youth Guard tribesmen don't carry much. They don't care about coins. They're useless to them. They figure they're just pieces of metal. But they do have equipment if anyone wants it. There were 3 spears, 3 sets of rough hide armor. It would be stinky. I think that's it. I really didn't carry much.
I'd use that as like firewood.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to sell it for hardly anything, but if you have a need for a spear or some hide armor, it is available. And so I will document these characters. Spent 3 days, and on the calendar, let's see. Start on the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. On the 9th, we've got arrival in Red Larch 4. Kellen, Calmol, Seal, Ortros, Leah, and who did I miss? Ebenezer. Alright, I have a cool calendar thing
Oh, sweet.
that Trouble made for me, so I can document that stuff. So 3 days later, those characters have made it. Alright guys,
Good night.
thanks for playing up to there.
Thank you.
Right, people.
Thank you.
That was
Have a good
fun.
night.
Absolutely.
You too.
Good night.
I figured you would. That's also